pure cocoa powder, a better way to start your day.
OLUJI pure cocoa powder, a better way to start your day.
Ọba mi máa nínú ìwà pẹ̀lẹ́ o, ìmọ̀ràn ni yóò gbọ́rọ̀, ìbínú níwẹ̀ nìkan yóò máa gbólújì dédé.
Concentration should be put on value addition to agriculture, especially our produce. For example, a company like this in a rural setting, let me use that word rural. ILE-OLUJI is not that very rural, but at least it's in the countryside when compared to Lagos and the major urban centers of the nation. In a community like this, there is a lot of direct impact on the community in terms of development and awareness. For example, when we got here, we discovered that one of the greatest challenges that this community has is water supply. So what we did is to have a borehole, and through that borehole, we try in our own little way to alleviate the water problem of the community. We supply water to part of the community and so on. But having said that, there is a lot that we contribute to the community in which we find ourselves in terms of development. For example, one of our deliberate policies is that at least at the general staff level, we make sure that a substantial, not less than 70% of our workforce is taken from the immediate community. That helps to take a lot of our youth off the street, providing gainful employment for them. Apart from that, we organize, as it were, some social, what we call social responsibility awareness workshops at times, where we take people and see, bring youth together, tell them what opportunities they can have in the area in which they engage in. And when there are, for example, there was a time we gather secondary school students and take them through the value chain of cocoa and let them see, for example, what opportunities they can look out for in key into the cocoa economy. There are many things, if we sit down, there are many things we can do with cocoa, not necessarily having, a large of capital in terms of money, but there are small things one can do and be gainfully employed. That's in contributing to the community. We also note that in the days of the old Western region, for example, there used to be a very vibrant agri-extension services that go into the farms to actually train the farmers and supervise the farmers, encouraging them to imbibe the culture of good agricultural practice. But we discovered that down the line, there has not been much interest or much attention given to agriculture, even at the state level, even at the federal level. So the gaps that were created in those areas were being taken over. Were being closed as much as we can by companies like us who operate in such communities and interact with these farmers, and as much as possible try to educate them through farmer schools, farmer cooperatives, and so on. We also support them. For example, I know that there was a time that some farmers around us here gathered together and they said, well, they didn't have what it would take for them to be able to approach banks. We organized with them, taught them some of the things they will have to put in place when approaching banks for loans and so on. And these are some of the things we do that we believe are part of our social responsibilities to the community in which we live. They also help us because if our farmers know what to do, the quality of the products they bring to us will be better, and it enhances the quality of our products too. So these are some of the things we do. We also participate, for example, if there is any development program that is being embarked upon in the community, we make sure that we join them, and we contribute. One of the things we do here is to build bridges to farmers, to the well, not only the farmers really, but to the community as a whole. We build bridges to them, we get to the farmers, we make sure that they are able to talk to us. For example, if they need anything and they feel that they want us to assist them or to partner with them in some issues, we are building bridges so that there is always an exchange of information between us and them, and we mix with them. For example, when it comes to real cocoa harvesting season, we take our time, for example, to go to some of these farmers and encourage them and see what they are doing, and where possible we tell them what we think they can do to improve on their method or to reduce the efforts they have to put into something, because there are some of these things, if they do them differently, the amount of effort they put into doing them will reduce and they will get better results. So we are building those platforms. You know, it's not easy to build, but we are trying as much as possible to make them realize that we are all partners in progress. Why they want to have the best for their cocoa, I mean in terms of pricing, we also want to have the best for the money we pay to them. So there's need for this interaction and need for us to build bridges to be able to reach one another and breaking down the wall of suspicion. You know, there's always a suspicion between the producer and the buyers. What we are trying to do in our own case is to make our suppliers realize that what affects them affects us, and so we are in it together, and there is need for us to continue to interact at a level that is devoid of suspicion, knowing that we are pursuing a common objective, you know, of getting the cocoa economy in Nigeria to serve Nigerians first, and that is important, and to create jobs even for their children and our own children. One of the things I normally tell, for example, there was an interaction we had with cocoa farmers sometimes ago, and I cracked a joke to them, and I said, if you farmers prefer to sell your cocoa abroad, you prefer to export rather than sell it to me here, when your children graduate from school, you will send them to Europe for employment. I mean, it was a joke, but I think the message was passed. You know, we try as much as possible to help. You know, one of the social things that I have not mentioned, which I want to mention, is that we also see a development of a community as a total development. Especially, we focus on the youth. We sponsor inter-secondary school football competition in this place. We call it Cocoa Cup, which we organize every year among the secondary schools here, because we believe that talents can be developed on any field, and in any area we feel that we can contribute in bringing up talent from our youth, we key into it, and that competition has become popular within the community, and it's really helping the youth. I want to encourage us to continue to watch the Cocoa TV. I welcome you to this platform that promises to be very educative. You will be able to know much more about what goes on in the Nigerian cocoa economy. Once again, I want to thank you. Thank you for watching.